You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts. When you arise in the morning, think of what a precious privilege it is to be alive, to breathe, to think, to enjoy, to love. Waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be. Be one. The best revenge is to be unlike him who performed the injury. It is not death that a man should fear, but he should fear never beginning to live. If it is not right, do not do it. If it is not true, do not say it. Very little is needed to make a happy life. It is all within yourself, in your way of thinking. Accept the things to which fate binds you, and love the people with whom fate brings you together, but do so with all your heart. Dwell on the beauty of life. Watch the stars, and see yourself running with them. The soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts. Our life is what our thoughts make it. The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way. Everything we hear is an opinion, not a fact. Everything we see is a perspective, not the truth. Reject your sense of injury, and the injury itself disappears. Death smiles at us all. All we can do is smile back. What we do now echoes in eternity. The universe is change. Our life is what our thoughts make it. Look well into thyself. There is a source of strength, which will always spring up, if thou wilt always look. He who lives in harmony with himself, lives in harmony with the universe. It is not because things are difficult that we do not dare. It is because we do not dare that things are difficult. Luck is what happens when preparation meets opportunity. Sometimes, even to live is an act of courage. He who is brave is free. We suffer more often in imagination than in reality. As long as you live, keep learning how to live. Begin at once to live, and count each separate day as a separate life. True happiness is to enjoy the present without anxious dependence upon the future. He suffers more than necessary who suffers before it is necessary. No one is more unhappy than he who never faces adversity, for he is not permitted to prove himself. Wealth is the slave of a wise man, the master of a fool. Associate with people who are likely to improve you. Every night before going to sleep, we must ask ourselves, what weakness did I overcome today? What virtue did I acquire? It is the power of the mind to be unconquerable. He who has great power should use it lightly. He who fears death will never do anything worth of a man who is alive. To be everywhere is to be nowhere. There is no easy way from the earth to the stars. The greatest remedy for anger is delay. If a man knows not to which port he sails, no wind is favorable. We are not disturbed by what happens to us, but by our thoughts about what happens. It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. Man is not worried by real problems so much as by his imagined anxieties about real problems. No man is free who is not master of himself. He who laughs at himself never runs out of things to laugh at. If you want to improve, be content to be thought foolish and stupid. Freedom is the only worthy goal in life. It is won by disregarding things that lie beyond our control. First say to yourself what you would be, and then do what you have to do. Seek not the good in external things, seek it in yourselves. You become what you give your attention to. Don't explain your philosophy. Embody it. To make the best of what is in our power, and take the rest as it naturally happens. It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. Circumstances don't make the man, they only reveal him to himself. Is freedom anything else than the power of living as we choose? There is only one way to happiness, and that is to cease worrying about things which are beyond the power of our will. The key is to keep company only with people who uplift you, whose presence calls forth your best. Wealth consists not in having great possessions, but in having few wants. Make the best use of what is in your power, and take the rest as it happens. The greater the difficulty, the more glory in surmounting it. Happiness is a good flow of life. Man conquers the world by conquering himself. Well-being is realized by small steps, but is truly no small thing. The goal of life is living in agreement with nature. We have 2 ears and 1 mouth, so we should listen more than we say. No evil is honorable, but death is honorable. Therefore death is not evil. The reason why we have 2 ears and only 1 mouth is that we may listen the more and talk the less. Steel your sensibilities so that life shall hurt you as little as possible. Better to trip with the feet pawn with the tongue. Fate is the endless chain of causation, whereby things are, the reason or formula by which the world goes on. Lead me, Zeus, and you, Fate, wherever you have assigned me. I shall follow without hesitation. He has his wish. Whose wish can be to have what is enough? God has need of our hands. Reason and speech we possess through nature. All things are ordered for the best. Look at the stars. See yourself running with them. One ought to seek in life that which is within. The present is the only reality and the only possession. All the deeds of men are done in an inevitable order.